Is that thing going to sit for you, dude? So we need to slide the microphone further into the shaft.
Fucking reeking.
Yeah, that's my fault.
No, I'm kidding.
No. John and I did have a misunderstanding about you being here today because I even said, like, hey, man, bring an extra mic.
That's what he
These
said.
swing arm ones are slightly better.
Yeah.
You'll be all right as long as you're talking into kind of the tip.
Just the
I
tip.
know, I know, man. It's unfortunately phrased, but it's the only way to say it. If you say center, I mean, where really is that?
Front. You could say front.
I could look at that and consider that the front.
Everybody knows that that's the front of the microphone.
Everybody.
You can do the tip.
Appreciate it, man.
I promise, man. Just the tip.
Just the tip.
I swear. Look, now I got my mic fucked up from recording.
Oh, my God.
All right, we're almost back here, folks.
Jesus. What the fuck?
You are recording, right?
I am.
Good.
Oh, my
Train wreck.
God.
No, I was hoping you were. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this isn't going to last the episode, but we'll do what we do.
Give it a shot.
Here we are.
Full send.
Full send. Well, we got through our 100th episode. Welcome to 101.
Or 102.
Or 102, depending on how we stretch it out here. Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah. Timing changes all the time, folks. We have had a fucking laugh here over the 2 years, man.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, dude.
Folks, we're on one today, so bear with us here. We have had a wide variety of guests on the first 100 episodes. Some friends and family we've known for years, in person, over the internet. We had first-time conversations. We've had returning guests, professionals, even a stranger who blindly reached out that we can now call a friend.
Yep.
Shout out, Adam. John and I called last season the season of guests, but we saw no reason to change that going forward. So in the spirit of that, we do plan to get a bunch of new guests over this next year going forward, but we do have one of our favorites return here today. If you haven't listened to his previous episodes, pause now, go back, check out episode 18 and season 2, episode 23, just to get yourself caught up. But back with us again, one of the best, Doug Luebke in the house. How are you, buddy?
I'm awesome.
Happy to have you back. Happy New Year to you, sir.
Yeah, Happy New Year, Seth. Congratulations on going 100.
We appreciate it.
A
man.
century.
Yes, we did some statistics when we recorded that one. My intent was to have you on for the 100th, but then we realized it would be about the 100th episode and not about you, and
Yes.
that would be unfair. So we decided to push it by one.
I forgot my Velcro pants.
Two. I was looking when you walked in. I immediately looked. I'm like, did he wear Velcro pocketed pants again?
No.
That'd be good.
Great.
No, it's all right. We just spoke when we were recapping a bit from the 100th episode recently that everyone had a tick of some kind. It was just sort of hilarious that we noticed yours because it was so obvious first time. Since then, some people are tappers. Crispy like banging his keys.
Yep.
Everybody had a little
Fucking
something.
rookies.
Again, though, we were rookies at this, and for a lot of the people, that was their first time being recorded.
Most of,
right? So I kind of get it. I would have had a nervous tick or two.
I was
anyway.
nervous. I was nervous the first time.
Dude, so were we. We were just shouting you out actually when we did the 100th. Like we've said it before, and we might have said it to you in person. If we haven't, we'll do it on the record right now. You kept our first interview with you, which was also our first interview, on track. We were off the rails. You were the one going, so let's get back to what we were talking about. Oh, yeah, we were talking about that. Fuck.
Yeah.
So,
thanks for keeping it on the rails,
thank God,
man.
Like,
absolutely, man.
That might, if you hadn't have done that.
It's got to be adult leadership in the room at some
Right,
time.
exactly.
Hey, at some point.
Yeah, if it had been somebody who didn't have the wherewithal to do that, it might have turned us off from doing interviews altogether.
It would have been a goddamn disaster.
It would have been bad. So we appreciate
That's
it.
good.
On that note, man, so everybody go back and listen to those if you haven't. That's great. A couple of questions to get going here, and then we'll talk into how things have gone since we last had you guys over in the summer with all the boys from the 13th Mew. So it was great. How many people do you think have actually been on a recorded podcast? I just want to give you some perspective because you've been on a few times with us now. The population of the earth, what percentage do you think you fall into of people who have been recorded and put on the internet, buddy?
Oh, probably 3%.
3%. All right. Fair number. I did the math. Just for people who have been guests and want to be, I just wanted to point out what exclusive company you're really in. All right. Approximate population of the Earth, 8.3 billion. Total number of podcasts, approximately 48.2 million, which would mean, and we'll have to assume a few things, but that's 0.58 of 1%. 0.58 who have actually been on it. That also assumes that every released podcast had a guest, which they don't.
Right.
And we talked about it recently. It's probably very few actually that do. But with real data, you could figure about half if you factor in shows that overinflate that total, because like John and I, we've been on many episodes, but those still count even though it's been only 2 people. It's like, I would say half of that, John. What do you think?
Yeah.
0.25% of 1% of the population has ever done what you've done, and you've done it multiple times.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to tell everybody, like,
Awesome.
if you're willing to come on and be with us, you actually are mathematically in a real small percentage of the entire human population. So there we are.
Yeah, this still doesn't make us special.
Special in your own right.
But I'm trying to point out how unique it is. Might not be special, but it's unique. Jono, what do you got for Doug?
As far as what?
See, I like John.
You
this
fuck
one.
him,
Put him
cunt.
on the spot. Come on, come up with a good question.
So since we last recorded, buddy, give us a little quick update on your new role.
All right. It's the last episode we did. I was hired by Sawhill Custom Kitchens and Design.
It was a recent change for you at that point.
Yep. Been with them now for about 8 months. Feel pretty good. It was a bumpy road there for a bit. My boss thought I was going to quit, and I looked at him. I said, "I'm not a quitter. I don't fucking quit ever." I mean, I do, but
Might tell you to get fucked.
yeah. So, anyways, it's learning their processes and who to contact. When we talked about this, during the break, there, getting things organized and done on time is a challenge.
Right. Well, here, just let me preface real quick. So before we got recorded today, folks, we were kind of putting Doug on the spot of how many people he would have to discuss with if there was just a mid-level change on a project. So when we were talking, I didn't have a good example, but I think I have one in my head now. So what if your fancy granite countertop piece shows up and it turns out the plumbing was flip-flopped to the wrong side, and the homeowner goes, "Oh, that's fine. We don't need to order new and wait." How can you make the decision on hand to move plumbing 4 feet if the customer's fine?
Well,
Like we were talking about how far you had to run things up the chain.
yeah, you couldn't do that, because if the manufacturer that did the granite or whatever drilled a hole in the wrong spot, and you can't move it without the hole still going to be there. I mean, unless you put a cap on it or something, right? And I wouldn't do that.
I'm talking about moving the plumbing to get to the new, say, sink location.
Oh, so
Yeah.
inside the wall.
Or under the floor,
Yeah.
whatever the case
Okay.
may be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got
in
it,
the
got it,
cabinet
got it,
or
got it.
whatever.
I misunderstood you. I thought you were talking about moving the faucet into granite. I'm like, fuck
Okay,
that.
definitely can't do
No,
that.
no.
Yeah, the holes were supposed to be on the right, and it turns out they're on the left-hand side,
And the cabinet's already installed.
and everybody's fine
Ready
with
to
it.
go?
The homeowner's like, "I don't care if the sink is on the left now. That's fine. Just do it. I don't want to order new cabinets."
All right. So in that case, you'd have to call a carpenter back to take that cabinet out, then the plumber. Time wise, you probably could get that done in a day, if everything was good. I mean, and that's kind of what I was alluding to on learning things. So now that I know all my electricians, I know all my plumbers, I know all my HVAC guys, and I have all their phone numbers, and so if it's urgent, I know who to call right away. It's like this gas leak thing that I was talking about earlier, and I called up my HVAC guy and said, "Hey, I need one of your guys out here at this time to hook up the gas, blah, 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 blah." Right? Got it, Doug. They're out there. But all that all takes time to create those relationships. And, I think I alluded on the last podcast we did that I had a job and nobody fucking showed up. Right? Well, that's when I first started.
Drag.
They didn't have my respect. I didn't have their respect. And once you garner that through a lot of FaceTime with them, or being on a job site with them, or doing things with them, and these guys know, It's like, the framer yesterday. He's like, hey, Doug, we need different hangers. Great. I'll have them here in the morning, first thing. Right.
Yeah.
So you do that for them. They'll do, they'll be more likely to be more flexible and help you out. But if you constantly short sheet them, and it's like, hey, oh God, yeah, no, I'm not ready for you. And they come and they show up and they schedule it, and that just turns into a nightmare. So I try very hard not to do that to my trades, right? I try to be, right. I try to give them as much notice as possible, so they can, because I understand that they have to run their schedules, and it fucks up their schedules, and it just snowballs. Exactly what we were talking about. So I have that relationship with these. We don't want to call them. I don't like calling them subcontractors. I like calling them tradesmen, because I think that's a more elevated title. And my boss is the same way. He goes, let's not call them subs. Let's call them trades. And they deserve that. So anyways, I have that relationship with them now. And, it's just, my electrician, the owner called up and he's like, hey, Doug, what do you got? How you doing? Well, what can we do better? Whatever. And, shit like that. It's just, so I guess the bottom line is, if I need them to jump, right now, they will. And getting back to your story there, it's like, hey, we got an emergency. I gotta pull this cabinet. I gotta move the plumbing over. Can you send somebody out? And Bethany, the owner of the plumbing company, she's like, yep, Doug, I'll get somebody out there this afternoon. So I mean, all that takes time, and all that, and I have that now, and I really, I don't take that for granted, because when you do, you start losing track of it, and you start, fucking it up, and not telling them, hey, I don't need you today, and we're on a kind of a, I guess, a relationship where my trade schedulers, the ladies that I deal with every day to schedule, they'll reach out to me. Hey, Doug, are you ready for me on Friday? Are we still on for Friday? And that, that helps me keep my mind like, oh, yeah, I forgot all about that. Sorry. No, right. And they understand that. And it's, so I guess the bottom line is communication, and just, I always tell everybody, it's like, and I've told this my whole career in the Marine Corps, and I even tell it now. What do I know? Who needs to know? And have I told them? If that don't get you out of a shit show,
Well, that's it. And you're a reasonable person. So, like, because part of the reason I brought it up, it was twofold. It was one, I'm happy with all the work that I get, but some customers, everything is the bat signal panic.
Yeah. Everything's the end of the world.
And it's hard to take those calls seriously after a while, when you realize everything. They're like, oh my God, we need you here immediately as soon as you can get here. And then you get here, like, yeah, this light has like been flickering for like kind of a minute sometime. Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Don't cry wolf.
Right. Cause it's,
until it's in a chicken coop.
It's going to bite you in the ass later if you cry
wolf,
right?
and that's exactly what you're, it's, if you do that, they're going to be like, no, fuck it. We'll get somebody out there tomorrow. Or eventually, right? Which, side tangent here, brings up a good point here in the both of yous talk.
This is obviously not sexist, because I'm saying everyone capable of doing this job properly is a female. Have you ever heard of a male dispatcher? I just realized every dispatcher for everything ever I ever knew was like a confident, like well-organized female. I don't think I've ever met a male.
No.
The dispatcher at home was male.
Yeah.
It's a guy. Yeah.
Very rare,
but rare, right?
Because
that's a stressful, organizational, heavy job.
Ladies have the organizational capacity better than men to multitask.
Right, and stupid, hot-headed dudes who would let their frustrations get to them when a professional lady can be like, no, it happens. Like
when a customer's pissy and a worker is pissy, they're not going to usually jump down the throat of a gal.
Yeah,
right. Yep. And also, dudes are way more apt to get hot-headed and say something shitty on the phone.
Right.
Because we're fucking gorillas. Like, for sure. Okay.
No. Because we're fucking meatheads and lives their brains.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I thought about it when you said it. I'm like, you mentioned, I'm like, I don't think I've ever met a male dispatcher. I was going to ask you, was that one swishy?
What?
The male dispatcher you were talking about back home? No? Oh, okay.
No.
Fair question.
No.
Fair question.
No. Very much.
If you know, you know, folks.
No, he was a tradesman, just right with us, like straight up. I guess I shouldn't make that assumption either now these days. But anyway, no, he was he was a dude's dude.
Oh, very good. Just realized, bad news, man. I didn't start the timer over, so we're just going to go with what we go because I have no idea how long time is now. Just FYI.
He's got it on him.
We're early.
We're
early.
Yeah,
It's on you this time.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
So the I forget where I was going to.
That's what I was hoping for.
You son of a bitch. So, I made this comment. I was at a retirement party last night for a guy. He was retiring now. Thank God he can actually function and still enjoy retirement. And he went early, 59 and a half, right? Pulled the pin. But I asked the gentleman that was my PM during the summer, and the guy that was my boss when I was doing the underground work, my direct boss, I asked him, I said, hey, why is it that when one of us has to email you guys something and we email you directly, that you reply, but when you reply, you add like 10 fucking people to the email? You know, you don't need it, right?
The CYA, this tells me, okay, hold on. No. Let me adjust my microphone. I got a whole thing here. This is a tangent on its way,
Because I'll tell you what
folks.
their answer was.
Okay, tell me what theirs is, and I'll tell you what the real answer is.
They just looked at me and said, that's so that we have a record of in the next conversation, we can be like, hey, did you see that fucking email?
That is cover your ass to the
He's like,
nth degree.
That goes deep, man.
Yeah.
That,
It's
you know
like,
what?
so that when we're in our next meeting, we can make fun of you. That's what that's for.
Yeah.
I think it's different.
It totally
I think
is.
it's
It's
like so
cover
they
your
can
ass.
pass the buck. I sent the fucking email to him.
But yeah, here's
Yeah.
the record. I didn't say anything shitty. He did. I asked him about the budget, and he didn't remember.
Yeah.
That's not my fault.
You're right. Yep.
It 100% is.
why
It's
they
covering
do-
your ass.
That's why it's CYA to the nth degree, buddy.
Yep.
For sure. Yeah.
Yep. And how bad is it in the trades that we have to do that? It's kind of shitty, right? Like, you have to do that because you can't trust the fucking next guy.
We moved from a world, being very generalized here, of handshakes and simple contracts to a world of insurance companies and lawsuits,
Right.
where they were trying to do everything they could. If I can pay my lawyer $50,000 and he saves me $100,000, that's a $50,000. I said, that's
Right.
why you got to detail everything out, because there's a group out there looking to just screw you, to find one little wrong thing in the contract, the
Yeah.
loophole that they can hang you with.
But it also goes the other way too.
It's also a protection.
So
That's true.
I'll give you an example of that. So I'm just finishing up a bathroom, and the homeowner doesn't like the bottom of the vanity, right? It has a toe kick, right? A recess, a 3-inch or 4-inch recess, so your toes can go in there. Typical, right?
And standard cabinet.
Yep, standard cap. She goes, well, I thought it was going to go straight across, like a furniture base, right? And I'm like, well, that may be, but the rendition or the renderings on your contract and the renderings in the drawings show a toe kick. She goes, well, I don't like that. I'm like, well, I go to the designer. I'm like, we got an email on that? She goes back, researches backwards, finds out where she told her that it was going to be a toe kick. And if you don't want a toe kick, this is the difference, blah, 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 blah. I mean, so we're covered, right? As far as our company, we did the right thing. Everything was done right, blah, blah, blah. Now, what we will do is go back to her and say for 400, whatever, or 500 or whatever, right, we can take and modify that cabinet and make it with a furniture base.
Right.
Sign this change order.
Yep.
We'll be happy to make that
Yep.
change for
Yep.
you. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's exactly why, but if we wanted to really push back, we got the documentation.
Yeah, it's a
if
double-edged sword, right?
And it's a line that only gets crossed when the customer keeps being shitty, or that some person keeps pushing a shitty. Be
exactly.
Like, okay,
Exactly.
now I'm taking the gloves off here.
Yep. Exactly.
You got this email.
Yep.
Now this is going to cost you this plus this because you didn't make the decision here. Like,
Yeah, it certainly covers what you're saying, where you've lived up to your extent of what was agreed upon and promised, the contract.
Yep.
I'm totally fine with that. It's what I was speaking about was when the companies are using a stupid wording loophole to screw someone out of getting paid. Like, I'm thinking of the people who should be paying you, but then found some stupid loophole and decided not.
Right.
I don't like that misuse of the legal system.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, and it was just a comment that I made while we were sitting there drinking and eating dinner last night at this party. I'm like, guys, it's just bullshit. Like, you think we don't see the fucking other 12 people because you dumbasses don't use the blind copy. You use the CC. Make it so we don't know. What we don't know ain't going to kill us. Just, we don't need to know.
Yeah, but then you get a case like me where I responded to what I thought was an individual email recently between myself and my project manager because that's the name I saw, and had inadvertently responded to him, our boss, and then a number of bigwigs at a very famous product distribution company. Let's just leave it at that.
Right.
Then he proceeded to text me directly on my phone and went, "Hey, man, you know everybody's on that, right?" I'm like, "Well, I wouldn't have been shitty if I had known that."
Yep.
For that reason, not just to hide it from us, but like, let me know who I'm talking to. If I think I'm talking to you, the conversation might be different than if I'm talking to a bunch of people. Like,
that's spot on, man.
That's just common sense, though, right?
If you send an email out and or somebody sends it to you and you think you're just responding directly to him. Yeah, your wording is going to be a lot different, than if it would be if there's other people on it. And that's kind of his fault. He's like, dude, respond because there's a lot of people on here respond accordingly.
It's the speakerphone theory for me, right?
Right.
If you have someone on speakerphone and you contact them, irregardless of what you're going to talk about, the first thing you say is, I call Doug, and Doug says hello and go, "Hey, man, you're on speakerphone with Michelle and I. We're in the truck."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You don't not say that unless you're trying to set somebody up, and that's the same thing with that.
Well, and that's the deal though too, right? So what I try to do when I'm having to reply to an email, I never ever do be shitty on an email. Everything's very plain, very blah, very professional.
Yep, me too. Because you have no idea where that email's going.
But text messages,
that's different.
Because if I send an email and it's like, in that case, what I try to do is I send back a very professional email, blah, 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 very short, sweet, to the point. But then I would text my PM and be like, "You fucking cunt." Like,
yeah, I learned my fucking lesson, boys. Like, yeah. I know I brought it up. Fucking don't browbeat me about it. Like, yes. Yeah,
I think that's what everybody
make a
needs to do. Just keep your emails very professional, very plain.
Now, in my defense, the situation was real fucked up. Like, I should have been getting answers from 5 different people who were within 100 yards of me inside the building, none of whom came to talk to me. I was legitimately frustrated about the lack of cooperation, like, from a big organization.
Oh, that's bullshit.
That's what I mean. I got pissy. I think I was right to be pissy. But you're right. I should have just texted him directly and went, "Fuck all these guys." Like, yeah. I handled it poorly. Even in your older years, you learn things, folks.
Yep. Always.
I did want to ask you, Doug, and I know I texted you last night. If there's anything you wanted to ask us, a subject you wanted to broach, bring it up anytime you want, right?
All right.
Right.
But I did want to say, now that you've mostly put down the tools, not completely, right? But you have kind of traded the tool belt for the tablet. Not a bad thing at all. 2-part question. Have you noticed a real physical change in how your body feels after working during the week since then? And do you think that you feel as busy during the day organizing versus doing?
Well,
so start with the physical.
Yeah. So absolutely. Night and day. A year ago this time, I was just kind of mulling in my head to shut down my company. And I mean, there's probably 5 or 6 parts of my body that wore out and didn't want to work, trigger finger, tennis elbow, lower back, all these. I mean, yeah, I was fucking beat up big time. Probably within 2 months, within 2 months, all those ailments went away.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, my left shoulder's kind of wacky right now, but I knew that was going to happen because the right one's already been rebuilt. But so then on your second part of your question, which was
See, you're doing so well. No, I'm just teasing you, man. The difference in your workflow, like day to day, versus organizing and doing, like, what have you found since you got 8 months in now?
Yep.
What do you find is some of the biggest differences or things you like or don't like about organizing versus doing? Because you have to rely on other people now, and that's different.
Yeah. So every morning, I do what I call what's the biggest threat to me right now today. That's where I go. Right. Okay. And it's just like, and I told my boss this too. I was like, in one of our meetings, I'm like, you have to be able to, it's like playing, I don't play, video games, but, take out the worst threat that's coming at you at that moment, at that exact time. Mm-hmm. And that's how I handle my days every day. So, and that helps me prioritize my day. So I do a lot of driving. I mean, an astronomical amount of driving, I think, but, the day goes by so fast. It's just so fast. By the time you hit the first job site, anywhere between 6:30 in the morning and the latest probably 7:30, and meet or do whatever you got to do at that job and take care of that situation. And then you bounce to the next job. And right now I think I got 4 jobs going. Getting ready to start one on Monday. Got a big one in Rosedale, a big addition. So my plate's pretty full. And in an interim, as I'm driving around, like a UPS guy making the most economical,
efficient route possible. Only right turns, folks.
Only right turns, right? And in my couple of my jobs are really close to the office, so if I have time, I'll always jump into the office, because you get a lot of questions and that you normally wouldn't get if you're out on the road, right? The designers will come in and they see you sitting at your desk and you're doing a schedule or doing whatever, and they'll come and ask, hey, what about, what do you think about what, that they normally wouldn't ask, which helps them with their process of getting through that question. Doug, how do we frame this so this works? Or how do we do this so this works? And so that helps them. So, I mean, that to me, that's a big plus. I like going into the office every day, at least for an hour or two. I get to talk to Matt. I get to talk to Leon. I get to interact with people. And a lot of things get solved right there. Things that are going to be problems in the future, because I'm on site at the office. So anyways, and then I'll jump back out on the road, do lunch, go to my next gig. And I try and hit every job at least once during the day.
Right.
Depending on the client, depending on where we're at. Like some jobs you don't even have to visit. If it's in sheetrock, I don't need to visit that. Right.
Yeah. They're pretty racked.
Those guys are doing good. Or, if you got the painters, the painters on site, I don't have to worry about them. Because they're great. They bring, it's very, very rare. I got to go check on painters, sheetrockers. I'll always jump in on all the rough-ins, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, because that's where the questions and that's where the problems get solved. So if you talk through things, it's like this big remodel I'm doing. I told the plumber and I told the HVAC, I'm like, you guys are here together on the first day, so you can figure out who's got what fucking chase, right?
Right.
It always happens, right? Who's running up what wall, cavity, whatever. So I always do that, electrical, and then the rough-ins for electrical. Obviously, always have the homeowners there to go through the walkthrough. We call it just the walkthrough. How do you want this switched? This is the plan. This is what it does. Would you like this switch first or that switch first, or or do you want a 2-gang here and a single gang over there? Blah 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 blah. So that's very important, because inadvertently, or not inadvertently is the wrong word, but always happens that you get to the final and they're like, how come there's not an outlet here? Right? How come? What, it's like, fuck. And electrical is relatively easy to fix, right?
For the most part.
In commercial, it's more relatively easy to fix. With resi, it's a little tough because sometimes you can punch and fish down a wall.
Mm-hmm.
or sometimes you're opening up sheetrock.
Yeah.
In commercial, you can more easily,
Well,
I think, John,
So everything's
fish
conduit.
something in. There's
Yeah.
lots of pipes overhead where you can access circuits, pull new.
It all depends.
Yeah.
There's so many different facets to it, and
You argumentative fuck. No, I'm just joking.
Look, the truth of the matter is you can put me. I know for a fact that you could put me in a kitchen, tell me that you want outlets everywhere, and I will get them to you. Just don't ever plan on taking out your cabinets.
Yeah,
ever.
everything is doable.
Because I'm cutting holes in the back of your
Yeah,
cabinets.
and there's conduit running through the back of the cabinets behind the doors. Hey, that works, man.
If you see any
It does.
frayed wires, there's water here. Maybe be careful about
Yeah,
that.
no.
Yeah.
No,
But-
so it's
It is anything's doable.
yeah.
It just depends on how big the wallet is.
And that's where the conversation with the trades comes in. It's like, hey, I gotta cut a hole, and the electricians know if they cut a hole for access, it's a round 4-inch hole.
Yep.
Because they save that puck.
Yep.
Sheetrockers, boom, done. It's such an easy fix. I don't mind doing it. I really don't.
Yep.
So that's why I'm like, but when you get to plumbing, that's a different issue. And,
Plumbing sucks. Trying to reroute HVAC sucks.
HVAC's the worst. And that's in remodeling. That is
Yeah, I realize
I
HVAC
had to do that on
sucks,
my
yeah.
place. That sucked ass.
yeah the most difficult thing to reroute.
Well, I had an HVAC friend of mine come in here, I don't know, November-ish. He was here having a beer, and I walked him downstairs, and just that lower part of my downstairs you and I were talking about earlier, where it's so low it'd be hard to throw darts, and if you're above 6'1", you're banging your head.
Yep.
I can't do anything because that ductwork has to be that size
Yep.
and it has to be there.
Yep.
He's like, I'm like, what do I do about this? He's like, that,
Yep.
you bend over because you're fucked. Like, that's what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to be. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, they don't make one that's half that depth and twice the width. It just doesn't exist.
No,
Like,
you need that square footage.
yeah.
No, you could probably get it custom made if you want to spend the money.
Oh God.
I think there was a more important version of airflow versus density and compression because it was,
Right.
yeah, I don't think we want it so powerful that it's lifting the couch off the floor on the main level like like an airboat or anything.
That's funny.
What do you got, buddy?
Well, the deal is when, because we're in Midwest, right? So we're cranking into the winter. We're well into the winter season. On your projects, do you see things that, or do you have challenges that you've come up with that are specific to wintertime?
Yep.
And what does that look like? How bad does that screw you guys?
Oh, so that's a great question because the addition that I'm doing right now is a perfect example of that. So typically in a Minnesota winter, we get cold. We start to build frost, and that frost goes down into the ground, right? Freezes the ground. This year, we got 6 inches of snow, which insulated the ground, right? And basically no frost built up. Great for digging a foundation, right? Yep. However, go in the future a week, and it's 38 degrees and everything's melting and the dig out is collapsing.
Yep.
Right. And that's exactly what happened.
Fuck.
2 collapses, one on one side, one on the other. And now excavator's gone, the foundation guys hand digging basically muck. Right. Just have a hell of a time. And he got it done. He so he could get the insulation down, so you get the drain down, so you could get whatever down. So now that we're in framing, it's perfect, right? It's perfect weather for framing. It's 30 degrees, not snowing, not raining, whatever. So, however, as you go up the project, and I have to project that this particular project has a roof overlay. So basically we're over roofing the existing roof. So now I have to coordinate roofers, which don't work in the winter.
No.
Right?
Good luck.
I have, but continue. I have in the winter. It sucked. Yeah.
So I coordinated. The cider has a roofing crew too. So I have to coordinate that, which they start on Monday tearing off the old roof. So I have to keep an eye on the weather, right? Yep. Because they're doing a tear off, and they're gonna put down new underlayment and all that. But it's a balancing act between how fast they tear off and how fast the framers can go.
Yep.
Right. So I have to do that and manage that. And that's a challenge because even though the house is gutted, nobody's in there, you still don't want water coming in through the house, messing with the insulation and all that. And homeowner's going to come through and go, what the fuck is that up there? Well, sorry, we had blah, blah, blah. So
that's the sky. Those are the stars. I think that's Cassiopeia right there.
So, I mean, you gotta take all that into account. So building in the winter, an addition in the winter, it can be done. You just have to plan for it. You have to allow for extra time.
Right.
The foundation probably took 5 work days longer than it should have. The framing, it's going a little bit slower. All these things come into effect. You just have to be flexible. And you're just like, if you have to work a weekend, dude, you got to work the weekend. Sorry.
Right.
It's like
that's construction wide.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's sometimes you just gotta, hey, we need all hands on deck. Like who wants to help us out this weekend? Yeah.
So anyways, that's kind of the deal. So once we get dried in and the new roof gets tar papered and all that, and we got windows, I mean, then you start dealing with, because the way I do my additions is I leave the existing exterior wall in place for as long as possible.
Absolutely, as long as possible.
As long as humanly possible.
And going backwards, I remember when I said it was cold, and I got up at 3:30 on Sunday morning when we had that cold snap, right? And I didn't have the gas, and I thought the furnace was overworking and all that. 3:30 in the morning, I woke up with a nightmare that says the fucking water mains froze, the basement's flooded, and I'm in a fucking shit show.
That's a shitty nightmare.
Right? Get up. Cold. Well, it was below 0, 9 below, whatever. Get out there, right, in Roseville. I had to do it. Get out there, open up my door, my truck. First thing I hear is the furnace going. I'm like, oh, praise
Jesus.
My God, thank
Hallelujah.
God. I was like, oh my God.
Sweat like a whore in church.
I was just like, oh, thank God. So go in there. Check 67 degrees.
Perfect.
I'm like, oh. When I left on Friday night, it was only 55.
That's a nerve-wracking number.
Right. So anyways, all that being said, so now I got to worry about opening up the house and having the furnace capacity to heat the new addition with no insulation. So that's a challenge. So I got to figure out that in my head, how I'm going to do that, how I'm going to get all my rough in. And thank God I don't have any plumbing rough in the addition. But I'll get my electrical and my HVAC. I'll pull in the spray foam guys, have them do the lid is going to have to be reinforced poly. Before I sheetrock, the reinforced poly will hold at least a minimal amount of insulation, so they can still sheetrock, and then I'll open it up and away we go.
Right.
So yeah, I'm trying to be done. It's sometime mid-April, but like I said, it's a long process.
And it does. The winter time really kind of just screws with construction period. Like, it doesn't matter what you do, because even we go back to when you were talking about digging the footings. Yeah, there's no frost in the ground, but the minute you open that ground and then it's exposed dirt, in a day that shit freezes solid.
Well, the foundation guy, he had to tarp the whole thing. He tarped it. He brought in fucking 500-pound propane tank, one of the big ones.
Really?
Yeah.
He tented off the whole thing.
Well, it's the length of the house, which is like, let's call it about 60 feet, and it out 20 feet.
Wow.
He tarped that all off.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was another one. I went out early in the morning when we had the big snow. And my tarp collapsed. I know it. I know that tarp collapsed.
But sometimes getting up early, leaving the house early, getting to the site early, and putting your mind at ease an hour and a half or 2 hours earlier is worth getting up early.
Yeah,
it really is.
Absolutely. I have no problem with that.
So, Doug, let me put you on the spot, buddy.
Absolutely.
We were talking about the negative challenges of doing stuff in the winter. Can you think of a benefit to doing construction in the wintertime? I'm not talking when it gets cold, when it's like 30 degrees, when you can justify, it's chilly, but I'm working to keep myself warm. Is there any benefits to doing construction over the wintertime?
No. Other than money.
There's no savings. There's no...
Not that I can think of.
It sucks all the way around.
It's just a plain fucking shit show.
John, can you think of anything?
No.
I mean, I'm just trying to get a dumpster delivered. I had a dumpster cancel me yesterday.
Yeah.
You couldn't get in the parking lot.
It was too icy.
The
Too icy.
simplest things. Like, yeah.
It's there. I cannot think of one.
So
Not one.
I racked my brain this week because I didn't have a bad outdoor stretch, but right before the holidays, I had a couple of days there were outdoor stretches in the cold snap that was like, thank God I don't work outside all the time.
Right.
I tried to think positively, like, is there any benefits when the weather turns like this? And the only thing I could think of, if a fella woke up late and was like, you know what, to hell with it, I'm sleeping in an extra 45 minutes today. At least you could maybe call up the boss if he was pissed off and go, yeah, sorry, man, the weather's terrible. Took me a minute to get the car going. The roads are slippery. It was all I could think of.
Oh, yeah, like a snow day.
The only thing
that's your bonus.
Yeah, the adult snow day where you can come in an hour late.
Or not going at all.
Or not going at all.
Yeah,
right.
And at least be like, hey, man, the roads, the traffic, fucking terrible, dude. Like,
Fucking bonus.
That was the only bonus I could
Yeah,
think of for
it really
people,
is.
right? Like,
But you'd probably have to take time off. You have paid time off. So there's like a
you know
vacation
what?
day gone.
I can say honestly, most of my career, if I wasn't chronically late, which I've never been, there's been a few times where the weather was brutal or whatever, and I showed up late.
They still call
I
it.
always got my full day's worth of pay.
Show up late, call it 8.
Yeah, and most guys do.
Yeah,
I mean, if as long as you're not a piece of shit.
Yeah, if
right?
it's not chronic and you made it,
Right.
all right, Jason should be getting 6 3/4, but that's an 8. He made it.
Yeah.
2 guys didn't show up at all because they didn't want to shovel the driveway.
Right,
Jay
yeah.
made it. We'll get Jay.
Yep.
Man,
I appreciate him for that.
I had it last year. The guy I was working with, he paid me for 8. I'm like, hey man, I left at like 12:30.
Yeah. That's all right.
Like I
Contract says 8.
yeah. I'm like, I left at 12:30. He's like, yeah, I know. Shut up about it. And I'm like, oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah. Why did you open your mouth at all?
Well, I just
Well, obviously, he looks at your time cards. He knows.
well, and here's another example. This over Christmas and New Year's, right? I worked Monday, Tuesday, and I took Wednesday, like Christmas, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all the way through after the New Year. I took it off. I'm like, fuck it, I'm out.
Yep.
I ain't gonna, whatever.
Smart, by the way.
Yeah.
Right. So I get my paycheck New Year's week for Christmas week, right? And I'm like, that looks really high. I'm like, holy shit, it's a whole day high.
They gave you a day like Friday.
Yeah, he paid me for Friday by accident. And I went to the foreman. I'm like, hey, that Monday I came back after New Year's. I'm like, don't pay me for today, please.
Right.
Just don't. He's like, why? And I'm like, because you paid me an extra day on this week. Don't pay me for today.
Now, see, we were talking about emails earlier. That's the case I would have sent an email.
Yep.
Hey, payroll is finished. I get paid an extra day by mistake for this date. So just so everybody knows, my first day back, that's pro bono.
There you go.
No,
That's
and-
something I would have sent a fucking email
Oh,
for
hell
to
yeah.
a few people.
No, I wouldn't. No, it's between you and the foreman. Like our foremans do our time cards.
You know, they certainly do. But if there was a question later because somebody just happened to randomly notice, why did John get paid on this day, but we've got him vacation?
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can have those gentlemen's agreements on the job site. What I'm saying is that is
HR
one
needs
case
to know.
I would have documented that I reached out about the error and I am actively trying to make it better. I might have sent an email or two about that.
I guess you're right about that.
And not even might, have in the past for that specific thing. For sure.
But no. I think you are right. That's the only real benefit that we have of working construction in the wintertime. Be like, yeah, it's too shitty to go. I'm going to stay in bed.
Yeah, a snow day
I
or
get the
show
day
up
off.
late, sleep in. Like
I could
that's the
probably
only
tell
real
you
benefit.
100 horror stories about winter working.
Oh,
Construction.
God. We
At
all
least
have them, right?
Tell us one.
Air hose don't work. Too cold.
Yeah.
Condensation. Nail gun don't work.
Yeah.
Clearing plates on 3 stories. 2x6 plates with a framing square.
The gear
speed
don't want to.
square.
The gear don't want to
Right.
turn over.
Trying to uncoil your extension cords.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Saw runs slow because it's so cold.
Pencils don't work on wood below 33 degrees.
Yeah.
Like right.
Yeah.
Like,
trying to glue down subfloor.
Right.
Should I keep going? Should I keep going? Shovel it off your deck before you can
For
put the framing
everybody
up.
listening who knows the subfloor, that's the fucking one right there.
But you know what? Somebody came up with a fix. It's a spray foam glue. It comes in a spray can.
Oh yeah.
And it's got a long extension on it, and you just, as long as you keep the can warm,
Yep.
you got glue.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, it's a fucking nightmare, man.
Well, I
We
know what
need that with duct seal.
Yep.
For electricians listening out there, we need a duct seal that's not temperature required.
Put it in your fucking pocket.
Man, do you think if it's how much warmer do you think my pocket is outside? Like
98
in my
degrees.
crotch, maybe. Like put it in my jock or something.
Under your armpit.
maybe. Yeah, your armpit.
I'm fucking with you, man.
Yeah.
The most evil thing I ever seen on a job site during the wintertime. Evil. Straight fucking genius level evil. Two of the carpenters got into a pissing match with each other. And they were working, and the day had warmed up. It got to a real nice winter day. It was like 35, 38 degrees, beautifully warm, sunny. Air gun, their compressors are sitting out in the sun, condensating. Oh, wow. They started yelling at each other at the end of the day. They threw their fucking tools in the goddamn gang box. One guy, they stormed off. One guy come back, grabbed the other guy's compressor and flipped it over on its fucking top and left it there overnight, upside down.
Sucker.
What do you think happened to all the water in the tank?
Oh, wow.
Sucker.
Went into the compressor.
Yeah, and froze.
I'd have beat his ass.
Fucking cracked the compressor.
That's
done.
just hateful.
That's
That's just
straight
hateful.
fucking evil,
That's
isn't it?
just
Yeah, why would
hateful.
you do that?
Just to be a dick.
I remember one time Dominic fucking stapled my tool bags to the subfloor.
Now,
Oh,
okay,
who's
so
never not done that.
shout out to Dom. God love Dom Hamilton.
Yeah.
Did he ever, or do you know why he did that?
Fuck with me.
Just to screw with you.
Yeah.
I am completely guilty of doing some very
That's
similar
accurate.
things.
Oh, yeah. What comes around goes around, though.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
I mean, that was playful. That wasn't hateful.
playful,
That was
yeah, very
totally
playful,
playful.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
here's what some people don't
pulling out
realize.
40 staples, you fucker.
There's two different kinds of screwing with somebody. You're screwing with them because they pissed you off and you want to make their lives miserable for 30 seconds or a minute because they've been shitty, or you're bored and you like that dude and you want a good story for Friday night at the bar, so you know what? I'm going to fuck with that guy.
Oh, fuck.
That's
Yep.
way more common than being shitty.
I filled the guy's tool bag nail polish with fucking cock.
No way.
That's pretty mean. That's pretty mean.
I've hung a guy's tool belt up in the upper rafters of a house.
Yep. Fucking there you go. Go get him.
Yep. Get your ass up there.
I've pass loaded a guy's tool belt to the floor doing resi, and when you're doing residential, they have you guys have probably seen it. You just make a little print holder that sits on one of the studs, one leg,
Yep.
one whatever, right?
Yep.
Pass loading that in so they couldn't pull it back out. That was pretty common. Like
Yeah.
yeah, just screwing with a dude.
Yep.
For sure. But again, we've talked about it before, but it's a physical, shitty, involved job where you're using your brain and your interpersonal skills and just trying to get this building or whatever up on schedule, keep your jobs, work hard, right?
Yep. With a bunch of people that you wouldn't normally fucking see day to day or hang out with.
And never knew until you walked onto the site. Right. It's like the short-term friends. I know this person for 1 month to 3 to maybe 9 if we're lucky.
Well,
And then you might never see them again.
your initial handshake or meeting with whoever you're dealing with is the most fucking important thing.
It's crucial.
That first impression that you give or leave is insurmountably important.
Yep.
I have actively worked on mine over the last 8 years. I want it to be professional and clear and well-spoken, but also somehow I'm going to nudge a little humor in there so you know that I'm chill.
Right.
I actively make an effort to do it exactly as you said.
Yep.
Like,
And you need to be able to read that other person to where if he starts getting defensive or she starts getting defensive, that you need to diffuse that pretty quick. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good idea, whatever. Because if you let that fester, then you're gonna butt heads the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you set them off wrong.
Yep.
Devil's advocate, though, buddy, there's also something to be said for making yourself understood when they initially get bitchy about something of, hey, this is not as big a deal as you think it is. And by the way, quit yelling at me about stuff. Setting a boundary, setting a distinction in one of those initial first disagreements, misunderstandings is also pretty important.
Well,
not being an asshole, just...
Yeah, but I always, not always, I have the upper hand 90% of the time.
I feel the same way.
Feeling that I'm the project manager.
Yep.
Right? And if I'm like, you can say whatever you want. If I agree with you, I'll agree with you. If I don't, I'm like, no, that's how it's got to go.
Jason's just an arrogant dick.
Listen, it's not a matter of arrogance, okay? Arrogance is a presumption that you think you are superior. Knowledge is knowing that you are.
You can't even say it with a straight face.
And if you believe that, I'll tell you another one, folks.
Well, it's factual. I mean, the fact is this is how it is. I mean, that's
right. Well, and as long as people respect the position you're in, because I cannot respect a person all day long. I could give a shit about that person, but I will respect the position he's in. Right?
Yeah.
He might be a cunt, but he's still the project manager. He's still the boss.
Every single interaction is a brand new opportunity to decide how that person earns your respect.
Yeah.
That's a good point, man.
Yeah, you could be great for a year or two, and then all of a sudden a couple of shitty ones in a row, and you're looking at yourself and you're looking back going, are you starting to be a cunt about stuff? Like, maybe our relationship has changed. It could change in an instant.
Yeah.
So it's the be respectful and professional as much as possible in almost every interaction. For me, it was, I'm going to wait until the other person gets shitty once or twice. Then when I do, we've had a moment. You've been a shit a couple times, and I kept being professional. And now you push the envelope, and I'm now going to put you in your place.
Right.
I don't mind those ones so much. Right. I'll take a little abuse once or twice and be professional with you. And then when you start to get shitty, like, okay, hold on. You've been a dick a couple times, and now I'm going to put you right where you should be. I think it's good for people like us who can be professional and get to that point in our career. But there's a lot of people who are not confident enough to ever do that and just probably feel a little tramped down forever. Do you know what I mean?
Non-confrontational people. It's
non-confrontational, less confident, less experienced. Maybe they just haven't learned that lesson to be, confident and stand up for them. There's also people who are always going to be in that position.
I work with a guy right now. He's 24, 25. New journeyman, right? Competent kid. He's smart, right? He works hard. He works mostly in the outdoor group during the summertime, right? And he's got a foreman that is a dick. And this guy, he's pretty well known for throwing people under the bus, right?
The foreman.
Ooh. And he's starting to do it with this kid a lot, to the point where the kid's noticing and hearing about it from third parties.
You said New Journey.
New Journey.
Okay.
He's been with the company for like 3 years now.
Okay.
Right. But I told him, I said, either get yourself out of the situation or do something about the situation.
Right.
One of the two. You can't live that way all the time.
Nope.
He's like, well, I really like doing my job. I really like working for this company. I really like what I do. I said, that's fine and dandy. Do what you do. Do it somewhere that's not underneath him. Yeah. I'm like, the problem is, he said it to me. He's like, well, he's getting pretty close to retirement. I'm like, he's got like 8 years on a good day left.
Right.
Are you going to let him make 8 years of your career fucking miserable?
Not to mention, let's say it was a year.
Right.
That guy could do anything and everything to screw your career over in the next 12 months.
And that's
Fuck that guy.
No. I'm like, man, either you got to do something about it or you got to move on.
Yep.
You got to
I'd give it a
your
month.
choice.
I'm like, you fuck with me for a month, I'm out.
Yeah.
Cover your ass.
Yep. And the unfortunate part is this dude has been in the position he's in with the same guys for multiple companies. They all came together. This kid has no hope. no chance of stepping up or speaking out and being heard.
Yeah,
not once. He's fucked.
Listen, the world's full of fucking pricks. What are you gonna do, right? Like, that's also something it should be a real realization that we should tell to people. Also, you're going to be stuck on projects and jobs sometimes for quite a while, where the bosses or the owners or the managers are somewhere between a mild pain in the ass to a fucking nightmare. You got to suck it up sometimes too. Also,
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of that.
Yeah, in order to pay your dues, and sometimes not every job is a dream. Sometimes you got to work through a shitty one for a while to get to the next okay one. And it's like anything else. If you have a terrible week, you'll appreciate the next one that's better. Just realize it is
temporary.
It is temporary. But thank you. It is.
That's
temporary.
what goes back to what Doug, what you were saying about when you first kicked over into your new position. Like, you had to earn all those guys' respect before they actually followed through with shit.
Yep.
Otherwise, they just make your life a living hell.
Oh, sure.
And
absolutely.
if you would have not been you, right?
Yeah.
If you would have been like a normal average person and pushed back and got real shitty with them, because you could have. And a lot of people in your position, when guys don't show up, they don't hold schedule, they don't follow through with what they say, they start getting real shitty real fast.
Yeah.
And that would have just made it worse.
Yep. Absolutely.
It's almost a humbling experience because other people will humble you in society.
Well,
Like,
I
get
mean,
fucked.
and that comes with experience. It's just like, how far can you push somebody? Even push is the wrong word. How far can you, I don't know, motivate somebody to go, at a certain point. And then you got to give too. And I always give. I'm like, hey, because I always tell my trades, it's like, look, the project's ready for you. I know you're not scheduled till next week, but if you got no work for your guys, my project's ready for you.
Yeah. Or if you could fit us in, this would help us out a lot because we could get a little ahead of the game on this.
Yep.
And I'll remember that down the road.
Yep.
If all of a sudden you're busy and don't have a couple of guys extra, I remember when someone did me a favor. Like,
I always call it a drug deal.
Right.
Fucking drug deal with the guy, and it's not a drug deal, but it's
but
like,
that's a great way to say it, though.
Yeah.
It's a drug deal. Like, man, I'm going to hook you up now, but you remember me later.
Yep. Yep.
Sure.
Yep. Absolutely.
And it happens in small areas, trade to trade, a plumber and an electrician, just making a slight wall adjustment, to giant changes where, like, all right, you fucked up huge, but I can work Saturday and get everybody back on track. So next time we're on a job site together, remember, I didn't screw you, right? We're cool. Handshake, fist bump. Let's move on. Like,
Right. It's hard for that to happen anymore.
it is.
There's a lot of politics that are involved.
And the tracking of everything, everything is just watched so closely now. It's not a bad thing, but it has changed the ability to do that. Like,
I guess that's why I'm in a small company, 7 employees, where you guys are in, 100 employees or 200 employees. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, we've
right.
Yeah.
You're exactly right.
But I got to deal with more disgruntled clients than you guys do.
I
Directly.
don't. No. Hold on a sec. Him, yeah. I don't know if that's true between you and I.
He's in service.
I'm in service, right?
Okay, service is different.
I could legitimately be in. I mean, this last couple weeks is a bad example. I've had weeks where it was 20 plus different people I was dealing with.
Yeah, you deal with
Volume, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I understand what you're saying. It's a lot.
Yep.
And different personalities, different wants, different needs, different price points.
Yep.
It does definitely happen that way. So, yeah, I kind of dig it.
Right.
John, did you have something? You're taking the breath and doing your chin scratch thing where you thought you had a good point.
I never have good points. So with your new job, overall, you've been doing it for another 8 months now, Doug.
Yep.
Is there things that you still learn today that aid you in making that transition from business owner to PM?
Oh, absolutely.
You're still finding yourself learning shit,
absolutely. Right? There's two things that I like to tell people and live by. It's like, if you lose your sense of humor, you're fucked.
Yes, you are.
And if you stop learning, you're stupid.
Right.
Right. I learn all the time. people, even a young carpenter, coming up in the trade, or he teaches me shit. I'm like, fuck, I didn't know that. People are smart. And if you block yourself off from that and like, oh, I know everything. Well, people will read through that real quick.
Yep.
You don't know everything. You never will. And, that's why I'm always teaching, always learning. I'll do a job. It's like with Lewis. I'm like, hey, have you ever blown insulation in the attic before? He goes, nope. I'm like, all right, put it on your schedule. Fucking Monday morning, we're blowing, 20 bales of insulation in this attic. He's never done it. Now he knows how to do it.
Yep.
Right. And, and even my boss, Matt, in my Christmas card, he said, I learn shit from you all the time. He goes, and I really appreciate that. It's and Matt's a smart dude. Matt's been around the block for a bit, smart guy. But, to me, that was an honor, for my boss to tell me, hey, I learned shit from you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it goes back to what I was saying earlier. It's like, when I know what I know, I'm going to fucking put my foot down and say, no, that's not going to work.
Oh, right, for sure. Right,
that's not going to work.
Yeah.
But, I learn all the time. I teach. Teaching is huge. Anytime you get an opportunity to teach a plumber, electrician, anybody at all, anybody on a job site. I taught the homeowner the other day. She sent me a text. She goes, Doug, what about this 2x4 going across the bottom of my doorway? I don't want to be walking over that, going into my closet. And I know we sit here and laugh. We're like, oh fuck.
That's just to keep the walls
just to keep
in
the
line.
Whoa, okay, we know that.
We know you don't know what you don't know, right?
But you don't go, oh, you're fucking stupid.
No, you never would.
No,
right?
No, so
you can't.
I thought,
it's okay.
I thought about responding via email, but I knew that at some point I would run across her at the job site. And sure enough, the other day, she was there with the painter, and I'm like, let me show you something. See this is why it's done. And this is what it looks like when it's done. And she's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I'm like, okay, we got you.
Yep.
We got you covered. We know, we got it. But people just don't know.
That's true. And also, sometimes we might feel bad because, I know with us, whatever industry you're in, so John and I are electrical, Doug is a real very contractor. It's tough to not be overly simplistic sometimes because we understand it. So a customer asks you something that to us is very simple, but to them is magic.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It is a skill in itself to go, no, it's okay. I understand that you don't get that, but that's very simple. We'll take care of that. I get it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It goes way back to what you were saying of people, shooting up red star clusters.
For nothing. Yeah.
Right.
It's like, no.
It's fine, right?
We got it.
I get that all that happens, but at the same time, it is kind of fun for us. It should be at least a little bit if you want to enjoy your lifetime career to sit back and go,
no,
oh my fuck, they're fucking morons.
No, when you go out to the road and you're sitting in your truck and you come up and you're like, oh my God, I couldn't stop fucking laughing in my head.
It's not that you don't understand electrical. You don't understand anything about how the universe or heat or physics or anything works.
Right.
Those are the fun days. I do kind of try to appreciate those.
It is fun to get a laugh off, a client or your homeowner. But it's funny because it does happen. It's like, what the fuck were they thinking? But you also have to be able to, like you were saying, explain to them on layman's terms
without being offensive.
Without being offensive.
The skill for me.
Yeah.
I can't speak for everybody. For me, that was a skill to explain that without sounding like an asshole. Like
condescending or
that was tough for me. Yeah.
Yep. When I was in service, I found that to come pretty natural to me.
It actually did for me too. Yeah.
Be like, this is cool. So this is how this actually works.
Right.
Like,
oh, you can geek out on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you look at them and then you watch their eyes glaze over as you're explaining it, then you go, you know what? It just does the thing.
So you're talking about the eyes glazing over thing. That's actually one of my favorite parts. I like finding that comfortable medium between okay,
So just one eye glazes.
yeah, they're with me, they're with me, and when I see the eyes start to glaze over, that's when I tap out and go, but also, you call us because we're professionals, so maybe I'll just take care of it for you. And they're like, yeah, great.
Right.
I like finding right when they're about to tip over the top.
You're playing a game with them.
The clicks are over on the roller coaster, and they're just about to tip and go, or you can just not even think about it. I'll take care of all it, and it'll do what you want to do. I'm like, okay, great.
Yep.
Take them up to the edge right before climax.
Right, yeah, right. No, not climax, right before the concern of like, oh my God, am I weighing over my head? And when they think they're weighing over their head, and you go, don't worry, I'll throw you floaties, and you just swim to the edge of the pool, and they go, thank God, whatever it costs, I just want to get to the edge of the pool. Like, yeah.
I've had one customer say it to me, like, come up, show up, be like, hey, can we do this? Can you make this happen? And I'm like, yeah, it can be done. Great. That's all I needed to know. Just get it done.
Yep.
One customer say that.
Yep.
Like, I just needed a yes or no. I'm like, and if I would have told you no, he's like, then I would have sent you on your way. I would have trusted
somebody
you.
that would have told me yes.
I'm like, oh shit. Okay.
Well, and that's a great point, man. It's like people that don't know look to you for the knowledge.
It's understandable.
Yep. And you're the professional, and people will take you for your word.
Yep.
You know, so you need to be very conscious of what you say, how you say it, and back it up. You know,
Don't blow smoke. Don't fucking lie to somebody.
Don't bullshit. Don't bullshit.
Do not
people.
bullshit, because
Don't
somebody's going to
bullshit
come
people.
in right behind you and contradict you,
Yep.
or not contradict you, but maybe tell the truth, or maybe do whatever. So you really have to walk that tight
Well,
rope.
and if the contradiction is the truth, well, then you're really fucked.
You lost all credibility.
Yeah, exactly.
So
buddy,
it's to be honest. And my boss told me the other day, he's like, Doug, he goes, I'm thinking about backing out of my construction part of my job and work more on marketing and sales. So we have multiple meetings before we sign a contract. I mean, probably 5.
Naturally.
Right? And I'm only involved in 2, right? At the end.
So far.
So far. Good point. So my boss, he's like, hey, I'm going to back out, and I'm going to have you start going to these measure meetings where you figure out how shit's going to work and where plumbing's going to go and where HVAC goes and where structural is. He's going to start having you do that. And I'm like, okay, great. And he says, you're probably your only issue is you're too truthful. You tell the truth all the time, no matter what.
No way.
I'm like, well, I that filter, I can't shut that filter off. Right. If it's not going to work, I'm going to tell somebody it's not going to work. If it's not going to work right now, where I think about it and like, let me think about this, because there's a lot of times, and you guys are the same way. You run across an issue that's complicated, or costs a lot of money, or a lot of things, and I'm like, I'll think about that for days. I will mull that over in my head for days, a week, maybe, before I execute.
Yeah.
To give myself the best possible chance for success. So if a client asks you something and you're like, I don't know what I will find out kind of answer, let me research that. I'll get back to you. And I'll do the research on it. I'm like, no, sorry, it can't be done. It's physically impossible, mechanically impossible,
or so costly that it's ridiculous to think about.
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
Right.
So anyways, it's you just have to, tell the truth. And I always say it's fucking, you can't get in trouble when you tell the truth. Nobody can fuck with you.
Right. You're right.
If you're, now there's times that you may have to withhold information, but that's not lying.
Well, here's the deal. Look, lying, if you get caught, always costs you, basically, right? There are cases where telling the truth can be cumbersome down the road.
Yep.
But at least you didn't deceive anyone.
Yep.
That's the joy.
That's
of it, right?
that's what he's talking about. Exactly.
It sucks and it's shitty because I told you the truth and now everything has gone sideways. But at least it didn't go sideways because I deceived you.
Right.
It happens. Right?
It comes down to what you don't know doesn't kill you. And I would much rather not give empty promises.
Right.
Like that I can't deliver on. It's just
that's one of my problems is I'll tell somebody, well, we're done. We're done on Friday. We're out of here. And, you know.
And at 9:30 Friday morning, you're like, fuck, we're back here Monday and Tuesday.
Yep.
Like, yeah, I've been there, man.
Yep. So, tell them Wednesday. You know, just say Wednesday and you know you're going to be done by Wednesday. It's
right.
I do that all the time.
It's the Scotty theory, right? Captain, I can't get this done in less than 24 hours. But we're going to die if it's not done in 4. I'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Right? It's the Star Trek Scotty factor.
Yeah.
You tell them, oh, that's a 3-day project. Well, shit, we really need it done tomorrow. All right, I'll figure something out. Like, right? It's not a lie so much as of like, it's going to suck, but all right, fuck, you'll be happy I'll get it done. Like shit. So,
absolutely.
Before we start thinking about wrapping this up, Doug, I mentioned it earlier. If you don't have one, it's completely fine. Is there anything that you wanted to ask us or a topic you wanted to talk to John about?
Am I getting set up for something?
No, not at all.
No.
Just literally giving you the opportunity. Like, is there anything that you haven't heard us bring up? Anything you're interested in our opinion on that you would like to ask? We always give so many of the guests lots of questions, but we never give them a chance to go, hey, like, what do you, or something that on the job site is something that is a factor for you or a stress or something. Is there anything you want to ask us? Because we're just a couple of Sparkies. You're a generalist.
Well, yeah.
I love putting people on the spot, folks.
So I'm thinking about something that I can ask you that you can both respond to. And I mean, I know your jobs. I kind of know what you do. You know how you work on the job sites and all that. But I would probably think like, what's your interaction with not your foreman, project manager, but above that? How do you interact with them on a daily basis, a weekly basis, or even, I know you guys probably have HRs, so how do you interact with your HR?
Only kinda.
It's like, hey, come on, you got to come down to a piss test. Or
I pray to God I don't talk to the HR.
Right.
All right, so I'm going to clarify 2 things you just said. At least with the companies that I've worked for, my current one and many, I haven't heard about very many HR, air quotes, interactions. Now, maybe they keep them quiet, or maybe it's that the HR that works as the HR for a construction company understands that construction workers are a little gruff by nature. Right. And maybe it's kind of a real gray area learning curve. They're like, no. In a real office, that would have been a nightmare. But here, that's just Denny making a fucking terrible comment. Yeah. I think we get a little more grace in what we're doing.
Right. So so it's like HR calling you on your phone and going, hey, you did this, or somebody called us and complained about, you pissing in the shitter instead of the urinal. I don't know. So, or does that come down through your foreman and your job soup? HR will reach out down through them if there's a problem, or
take a minute and think out your answer. I have the simple one, and then you correct me. I think that some of that basic stuff would probably just come to you from the foreman if they liked you and wanted to keep you.
If not.
Or it was a great excuse to lay you off and go, thank fuck he did something stupid. We've been looking to get rid of that Canadian fuck for months. Like, what do you...
Well, so what I've noticed is most of that stuff, it's never coming through the foreman, ever. It will straight come from HR themselves, or
via email or text, or
manpower guy comes out to the site,
or it's the manpower
person comes out to the site.
See, this is what I was getting at.
Yeah, it's the manpower guy mostly, because he's also the guy that's doing the layoffs.
Could I safely say when the manpower person,
also the safety officer?
He's not also the safety guy. In certain situations, he's coming out too.
But their offices are usually real close to one another in the shop, right?
Right.
But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. When the manpower person shows up on the site,
people are...
Nearly everybody on the site is thinking in their heads like, fuck, I hope they're not here to talk to me.
Yep. So do you do a fucking text fucking boom, boom, boom. Manpower's on fucking
So on
site.
the bright side, most job sites
Sometimes.
aren't so gigantic
Yeah.
that you can't take a quick walk to your key buddies
Yep.
and go, fuck, man, Dan's here.
Yep.
Why the fuck is Dan here? I don't know. Did you do anything? I didn't fucking do anything. Dan doesn't come out except for layoff fucking day. Oh, it's fucking Friday. It's Jesus. It's fucking Friday. Like,
Right.
This is exactly
there
what
is a walk
yeah.
around conversation
Yeah.
a lot of the time. Like,
That's
yeah.
why I mean that's why I asked the question. It's
Yeah.
like, how do you interact with these people? about-
But that's
interacting with your compadres is fucking simple.
Right.
You know, you get along great or you don't or whatever. But when HR sends John down to the fucking job site, something's going down.
Well, also,
So-
you got to ask yourself,
What happens?
did I do anything fucked up with John in the last few weeks that I might be implicated here?
Well, and see, that's what's great. The position that I'm in now currently I love it because the manpower guy, which is also the layoff guy, he was my foreman on projects.
Oh,
he
sure.
was a general foreman. I worked with him directly, and he was my direct boss when I was doing the underground work. I
So
answered directly to
you got
him.
it in, yeah.
Oh, I don't have an in. I just have a really good relationship. Like, he'll show up on site.
Couple of get out of jail free cards.
Not really.
Come
not
on.
really,
Or just
but-
that you can talk to each other honestly because you've worked together
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
while. You can
But-
be forthright.
I'll ask him a question and he'll go to answer and I'm like, no, fucking stop. I don't want the office answer. I want your answer.
John's answer,
Knock it the
yeah.
fuck off.
Yeah.
Right? Dial down the PR bullshit. I want the real answer. Or when he shows up on site and I see him and he's 50 feet away from me, I can look at him and go, hey, you got my check? Those are the...
You sent my bonus yet?
But there's also a different line there too, because that relationship stops there.
Yeah.
When it's anybody else in the shop, when it's other project managers, stuff like that, I don't interact with them that way.
You as John have to know your boundaries too. Even though you maybe have a tighter relationship with him, you have to know where that stops.
Yeah, read the room.
Yeah, respect him for what position he has,
Yep.
even though that you may be drinking buddies or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I've been on John's side of that, and now I'm on the other side of that, where before that manpower person showed up, and we're all joking around going, oh, who fucked up? And now if that manpower person calls me, they won't show up because more than likely I'm on the road somewhere and I know I fucked up.
Right.
Or if it wasn't legitimately me, I was on a site working with one other person when they fucked up and now I'm some sort of witness, and that the odds of that are pretty slim. If I get a call from the boss man, I fucked up somehow.
Right.
So
Yep.
that's the trade-off for me. If I might not get caught up in someone else's bullshit, but if there's bullshit, I am probably the one who caused it.
Yep.
So,
Own it.
and I've had that conversation. I had one phone call from the boss man, the manpower person. We laid it all out. I was completely honest. I'm like, yep, I haven't been doing what you're saying I should be doing, and this is why I didn't do it honestly. But going forward, I'm going to be way better about it. Sorry.
There you go.
You own it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Own it.
It
Oh my
sucks. It was
God.
a terrible conversation to get in the middle of a Wednesday at like 9:30 in the morning. I had a whole day to go. I took a shitty conversation and went, yep, all right, suck it up.
Oh
They're
God.
not. You don't feel bad for what you did, but they weren't happy with it, so you met in the middle. Sorry, I fucked up. Let's go forward together.
Do you know how much respect you get for owning shit? It's like, yeah, I did it. I fucked it up. I'm
Sure.
sorry.
But a lot of people don't know that because they make the mistake of not owning up a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And throwing somebody else under the bus for
And,
it.
and maybe throwing some
No.
or making bullshit excuses
No.
when other people like that's a bullshit excuse.
What I've come to realize too in the job is in those situations, I've looked at the guys, looked at the foreman or the project manager and my boss, the manpower guy or whatever, been like, I had a 50-50 shot and I fucked it up, guys.
Yep.
That's
Oh,
how
I
it
mean,
works.
yeah,
I made
man.
a decision.
So, but you have to be able to back that up with your thought process. It's just like doing math.
Yep, absolutely.
This is my
show your work.
This is my calculations. I made a calculated guess, right, and then I made the decision.
Yep. And not all
Nobody can
decisions
fault
pan
you.
out.
Nobody can fault you for that.
No.
I mean, unless your math is really fucked up, But
Right.
How'd you get to 2 + 2 = 10?
Right.
Like, come
but
on.
but you also bring it. I mean, if it's, I don't want to get off on a tangent, but
Get off on a tangent. Who cares?
no, it's if you're dealing with redesign or something like that, you always bring in somebody else. Always bring in somebody for a second opinion. Somebody that you trust. It's like get on the phone. It's like, hey, John, I've talked to you about residential shit before.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, what do I do here?
Through me.
I've done it with Jason a million times. Like, hey, what do I do? How do I do this? What wire goes fucking where and
Right.
why? It's. But anyways, it's if you get into a situation where you don't have a great answer, it's best to bring in somebody that can help.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. And it's like, and not to give him blame if it fails, but to help you codify your reasoning that this is going to succeed.
Yep.
Especially for young people listening or new to the trade people listening, don't be prideful of what you're doing. If you don't know the answer, don't be embarrassed to ask somebody the goddamn answer.
Right.
Would you rather have it done correctly and you went, hey, honestly, I'm not really sure. Can you explain this to me a little better? And you thought you were embarrassed to do that? Or 3 weeks down the road, hey, man, why did this piece of equipment burst into flames and burn this building down?
Right.
Just admit it. Like, I'm not 100% sure about what this works. Can you explain it?
No, it goes back to what we were saying earlier. It's like, don't be afraid to learn.
Right.
Right.
I don't care if it's from my stepson who's 22, who's a fucking brilliant mathematician.
Fuck yeah.
Right?
Literal rocket scientist, by the way. Like, yeah.
Literal rocket right?
scientist.
I was building a mantle for this fireplace. I may have said this before, but the sides were narrower than the front. So if you do that, the angle, that you're not at a 45 anymore. You're at somewhere. And he's like, oh, Doug, here. 2 seconds, the fucking kid had it figured out. He goes, these are your two angles. Depending on width of each fucking member, this is your angle, 60, 40, 32, 70, whatever the hell it is to get to 90.
Yep.
So I learned something from this kid, and if you block that out, you're just a shallow person.
I love the saying of, I'd rather spend my life being the dumbest person in the room
Yeah.
Sure.
than the smartest.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Before we close out, I just want to put this out that my battalion commander from Desert Storm
I was going to bring it up.
is writing a book.
Bring it up.
If you're a history buff and you're listening out there, he wrote a book, and it's on Amazon called Hill 119. It's written by Colonel Mike Fallon. He was my battalion commander during Desert Storm. So over the last 3 months, he's been doing interviews with some of the guys you had on 13th MU guys,
Yep.
right at my house, last summer. So he's writing a book about Desert Storm, and I have a heavy hand in it, pretty much because I had all these guys that were dispatched throughout the battalion, and so hopefully we have my guys that you had have a lot of say in this book. But it's pretty interesting. He sent me a autographed copy of his book, hardback. I can't wait to read it. So, anyways, that's
Very
pretty
cool.
pretty exciting. Yeah,
Does
pretty exciting.
he,
Not only I podcast, I'm a minimal podcast percentage, but I'm in the book now.
Oh, that's a
there
good
you
thing
go.
too, right? Do we know the name for the new book?
Negative.
Okay. When you do, please let us know and let us share it out there.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
For sure. Yeah. I know I'm definitely interested. I really want to dig into that. So
And since I got you on the spot here, what I could really use from you being on the production side of the back side of this podcast, I would really like, I want to send an email to everybody, all the guys that we talk to and your fishing trip. I want to make sure that they're cool with me. I want a picture of all you. I know you got a picture of all of you.
Oh yeah, I can give you that.
Because I want to put that up use it for a thumbnail for the
So what do you?
episode.
Why do you need their emails then?
Well, usually I like to ask him if okay if I put their.
Fuck them.
Okay, he's a commander.
we kind of sort of need.
Actually, no, we don't. We got all their signed media releases. So yeah,
Yes.
if I could get a picture of them, that would be great.
Yeah. All right.
Did shout out Dozer? Did Dozer sign a media
He
release?
did, actually.
Oh well, then we're good. Fuck it. We're putting your fucking photo up on the fucking internet 13th Mew, God love you. Semper Fi, fucking Marines.
You will never tell that to Dozer's face.
I will. Fuck that. Listen, he'll beat my ass, but that won't stop me from squaring up.
Beat your ass. He will break you in half.
Dozer will murder me. Murder.
With
But
a
you know
pinky.
what? I'm more than happy to stand face to face to a great big dude. I don't want to be a coward. I'll take an ass kicking or a murder over being cowardly every fucking day.
He wouldn't do that.
No, he definitely would.
Dozer's a good dude.
Yeah, Dozer was
But
fun.
yeah, he did sign a media release, but he decided not to.
Oh, to
not
be
to
on.
interview.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah, he was going through some tough shit, but
Oh, hey, listen, as we all do, we respect it. We were just happy we had a chance to talk to him after the fact and get to know him. So
Oh,
it's
God,
great.
it was
Like,
great.
yeah, great dude.
Yeah,
We'd
everybody
like to do that again.
talk to the boys. I would almost be willing to say I would like that to be an annual thing if the gentlemen were interested. If they did it as a favor to be nice to us and you and didn't want to go for it, we would also respect that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it'll probably be every other year, just because of the way we run reunions, and that wasn't even a reunion. It shouldn't be qualified as that. The one we did up at Brainerd, that was a reunion because we had an ass load of guys. But so our next reunion, we're gonna try. We got this May. We're gonna be down in Arizona for a week, and Colonel Fallon's coming, so that'll be cool because he hasn't seen these guys in 40 years.
If by some
Oh,
miracle,
cool.
Colonel Fallon, you listen to this, we would be very interested to talk to you, whether it was on the podcast or just personally to speak to you. Colonel Fallon, Mike, we would be very, very interested to speak to you.
That is a fucking great idea, Jason. I will ask him if he will fucking come on your podcast.
Yeah, all I ask is that you consider, not guarantee, but consider giving John and I each a challenge coin. Not a guarantee. We'll have you on either way. But if you enjoyed yourself and decided to send us a challenge coin, we would be very happy about it.
I would ask him. You would have to pull out your history in order to talk to him, and have a podcast with him. You'd have to understand his background or whatever. I mean,
I would be happy to read whatever books that you thought would make John and I understand your perspective prior to talking to you. I would be more than happy to investigate and read and understand any literature you thought was important. I would love to have you on, Colonel. I know John would too.
all right.
Thanks for speaking for me.
Yeah, let's.
Prick.
I fucking have to once in a while because you buck. Some of us got to make goddamn decisions to stand up for ourselves.
Yes,
Suck a dick.
I think. Yeah, I'll work on that. I will absolutely work on that.
But either way, when the new book comes out, please let us know the release date and the name. And no matter what, we'd be more than happy to spread that around.
Yep.
Right.
No, because he is. I mean, to me, my military career. And I've talked to you about this before. It's like, who's the 5 guys that really fucking influenced your life? And I look at him, and I look at a superior leader because he understood the feelings of the lowest guy on the rank scale all the way up to the general commanding the whole invasion. Right. He could discuss combat with any of them all the way up and down the chain and have the confidence to do that. But that comes with, his experience in Vietnam, because he told me, when I was on the phone with him last, he's like, read this book about Vietnam because this taught me how to be a leader for you guys in Desert Storm.
Oh, wow.
So when you look at that, and I can relate to that tremendously, because I look back at my career and you look at all these jobs that you had, and you say, fuck, that really taught me how to be a leader. Even when I was real young and I was training staff NCOs and officers in mountain warfare back in 1985, I'm like, as a young sergeant, I'm training these officers, but to have that respect and to have that leader and to learn that leadership and then just keep going forward, with being a drill instructor and, being in combat. All that stuff just builds on who you are as a human and how you lead and how you respect people. I mean, it just goes. It's really fascinating that your experience, if you really pay attention to your life, what your past experiences have taught you and made you a better person, and if you don't do that, and you're just fucking wasting air.
Yeah, if you have the experience and the desire and the ability and the ambition to lead people, take the time to try.
Yeah.
You succeed and you inspire people and you do great work regardless of the field.
Yep.
Or you fail, try again and get better, or fail and give up. At least you know.
Yep, you're right.
Fuck, try, lead people.
Right. Yep.
Worst case scenario, nobody listens to you until you just shut the fuck up.
Right.
Or you might be an inspiring professional leader who gets things
Done.
but you don't know until you try.
Yep.
That's all I'm going to say.
You're exactly right, Jason. You're spot on. It's just like, how do you know unless you try?
Right.
And that defines the people that are sheep and the people that are wolves. It's like I'm gonna be on this side, and you can just fucking follow and just be a sheep and just fucking
Sheeple, baby.
If I can adjust what you said just mildly, please
Yes.
don't take offense.
No.
We've been friends for a long time, so yes, there is sheep versus wolf, but there's also sheep versus shepherd.
Oh, true. Yep.
Sometimes just being able to guide people might be enough.
I just like being the black sheep in the wool.
I also like the thought of being a wolf.
No, that's a great point, Jason. It's like, just be yourself, and just people will follow you.
I say it because, unpopular opinion, I'm of the opinion that most of this generation is a little soft.
Yeah.
So tell them to be wolves might be triggering or whatever the fuck you want to say. But suggesting that you could be a shepherd to other people if you have leadership abilities, maybe that's what the
little bit of
the new generation might need to hear instead of wolf.
Yep. Less aggressive.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
more passionate.
We always need
Firm.
Pussies.
Firm.
we always need people, no matter what. No matter what, society always needs people to be the aggressives, to be the sheeple, to be the shepherds.
Yep.
I mean, you have to have those people, and I think that's what people forget is you fall into one of those.
Lead,
whether
follow,
you like
get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah. Whether you like
Perfect.
Yeah. Whether you like to admit it, you fall into one of those.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Everybody does. Figure out what the fuck that is, and then be okay with it.
Yeah. Not everybody's a leader.
And if you're not okay with it, change your shit. Change who you are.
Get the fuck out of the way.
Get the fuck out of the way.
Well, there's
Somebody's always ice skating uphill.
Right, always fucking ice skating. There's a real easy mental experiment that people can do to understand where they sit, and it doesn't matter where you sit, but just be happy with where you are. Okay, you can be a leader, you can be a follower, but if you're neither of those two things,
don't be a fucking wrench.
what the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Are you in the way? Are you a speed bump? You can only be in charge or not. And if you're like, well, I'm not either of those things, well, then what the fuck are you? A
pothole?
A problem? A pothole? A speed bump?
And that's unfortunately what I think what we're seeing in society is a lot of those people that don't know, they are literally black holes.
Well, and they want to tell themselves, well, I'm not a follower.
Well, yeah, you are. But
What are you?
Yeah, so we see them as inconveniences. They're potholes. They're black holes. They suck the life out of a lot of things.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
they just suck and take and take and take and take and take.
Yeah,
until
they're
there's nothing
just
left.
bad. They're just bad people.
Yep.
Well, not even bad people, but people who haven't learned the life experiences of the world yet, where they think, well, eventually I'm going to have a great job and I'm going to make it to middle management, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And they all of a sudden come to the understanding that, oh, the university lied to me and my degree in basket weaving and cultural appropriation is fucking useless. And it turns out I need to make a complete 180 in my 30s. We also need those people who can sit back and go, I messed up. I didn't realize how the functional world worked.
Right.
That the people who do the actual work and fix things and build things and this and that were the important ones. And then the people who make the billions to pay those infrastructures are the important ones. And everyone in between kind of just does paperwork.
Footnote.
At best.
Yeah.
A footnote, right?
Yep.
I just had a thought and I want to run it by you guys. So how do you feel about when I say this? Yes, some people are leaders. Some people are sheep, leaders and learners. But as I found myself in different seasons of my life, I've been both. I have led,
You have to
I have
be.
taught,
You have to be.
but I've also sat back and just like,
You have to be.
take it.
Yep. Nope. You absolutely have to be.
You can't be a leader all the time, right?
No. Because there's superior leaders to you, and they're teaching you how to be a better leader.
Right.
So you have to sit back and listen to them. Yes, the man with his hand raised.
I'm putting my hand up, folks.
Like
I don't
third
want to
grade?
interrupt the Marine because he might snap my fucking neck or something. To maybe clarify what you're saying a little. The ability to teach people and to be able to step back and let them make their own mistakes was one of the hardest things I ever had to do in any profession.
Welcome to parenthood.
Right. Because I never had kids, I had it in my professional life where I'm like, okay, I gave you the knowledge and information that I had, and now I have to stand back and cross my arms and go, please don't fuck this up.
No, but that has to be done in a controlled, a controlled environment.
You're still Overwatch.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Yep.
You're still very watch and make sure, okay, yeah, don't do that, don't do that, okay.
You're still responsible for the outcome.
And you're still responsible
Right.
for the
Yep.
outcome. But what I was getting at was, I think that's the moment that separates people who think they want to lead and people who really want to be leaders or can be leaders. Because when you get to that point, am I willing to take on the responsibility that I gave the knowledge and leadership and education to this side of the coin, and I'm going to take the responsibility if they screw it up? Or the other people who go, I don't want to be responsible if I taught them a couple things and they didn't listen. That's the divergence in my head.
Yeah.
I will take the responsibility for what I learned and I'm now trying to pass on to the next generation, quote unquote, or I'm not willing to take that.
Yeah, and I think we run into a different situation being on construction sites, right? Because we will take the time to teach somebody, but you know what? They're not we get pulled. We get pulled to another site. If they do something after we teach them and they fuck it up, like, we can't carry the responsibility all the time.
No.
Right?
And does the next person that's in charge of that group of younger people care to teach them, or are they just putting them on simple tasks because they don't want to teach?
There's a lot of guys that
That's all
refuse
part
to
of
teach.
life. All that's part of life. I mean, you can't have the same person carrying you throughout your life. Like your father.
Right.
I'm gonna teach him my whole life. It's just not, that doesn't work. So as a subordinate, you have to be able to grab what each person that you run into has to offer, good or bad. And that's how you become, if you're willing, if you're one of the willing and you want to excel in your life and you want to leave a legacy or whatever it is, you will grab the good and the bad out of all the people that you run into. A lot of them, I would say 70% of the people you run into are just a pass. They're the sheep, right? And then you run into people that really drive you. It's like, that motherfucker's smart, or he's spot on, or whatever it is. And you grab what he has to offer and you make yourself a better person or make yourself a better leader. And as you go through life and you end up in a position like I am in my 60s, it's like very confident in what I have, very confident in what I have to offer, not self-centered, none of that. It's just, I just very confident in my life. And, it's really weird because I run into people in the inner city all the time, all different walks of life, all different races, all different ethnic backgrounds. And I don't get fucked with. You know, people just don't fuck with me because I don't know. I just got a smile on my face. I interact with people. I look people in the eye because I have that confidence as a human to look at you and say, "Hey, what's up, man?" You know, and I get the same back, and people just respect that. You know, and like I said, I'm in an interstate, and I don't want to call out anything, but you can understand where I'm going with this.
It's because you're gray and nobody wants to break your hip.
That could be. It could be, but it could also, you know, it could
John
also
says,
be my
I'm the fucking asshole.
It could also be my concealed carry hanging out too. But no,
Could be the bump on my
no,
hip.
it's
People ain't super gung ho about a 45 in their eye, but sure,
it's just I don't know. I treat people, every person I see, with respect. And if it goes different from that, and we've talked about this before.
We have, yeah.
Because this is my ethos, really. I treat everybody with respect. And you unless you prove it different, then you're on my good side. If not, fuck you. I won't open the door for you, whatever. But,
you and I have been very similar about that I will give everybody the benefit of the doubt.
Yep.
I'm going to assume you're a good person that I want to get to know until I don't know any better.
right.
But if I give you that grace up front,
Yep.
and then you screw me over, you're fucking dead to me.
Yeah, prove me wrong, right?
Yep.
Fuck, like,
Yep.
Yeah.
I gave you the olive branch.
yeah. I gave you
Yeah.
full reign, full trust, brand new,
Just to be a decent person.
just to be a decent person. Like, I'm going to assume you're a great person,
And you fucked it up.
but you fucked me, so fuck you. Like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
oh,
how-
just like the prime example is like going in the convenience store. You hold the door open for a guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't say anything. You're welcome,
Yep.
right? On the way out, or in front of the beverage mart where he's trying to get through and get to his Monster, and I'm standing in front of the Monster door going,
Yep.
I don't know yet, buddy. Sorry. Going out the door. That door's going to slam him in the fucking face.
Yep.
I
Intentionally.
mean, that's just like,
Well, and
dude, you made your bed, you lie in it, motherfucker, even for these 2 minutes in your life.
right, and
Yeah, I'm gonna be a thorn in your ass.
right, and the
Right.
ridiculous opinion that unexperienced young people have. I was very recently in a local retailer, and they were doing the where people just drive up and grab their stuff, the online aisles, whatever, right?
The drive-up.
So
Right.
two of them with their carts picking up the aisles online stuff. Good looking out, Doug. Doug gave me a little drink, gave me a little ice. He's kicking ass here. Two of them were standing blocking the aisle. And my missus goes to walk around them, which I often remind her, if you fucking move around someone 20 years younger than you, don't do that. Walk right fucking through them, make the move anyway. It drives me fucking crazy. But as I walked through the middle of the two of them, out loud, I'm not proud at all. Yeah, that's great, boys. Stand in the fucking way talking about nonsense while the rest of us are trying to do business. And one of them spoke up real quick and was like, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. I turned heel, walked back, and before I made 4 steps, the two of them are walking in the other direction. I said in the last episode, folks, I'm not a big intimidating guy, but shut the fuck up. You're not going to fucking intimidate me. You're bagging up fucking groceries.
Yeah.
People need
you're
to
picking up-
understand.
You're picking up tampons,
Right.
so fucking shut the
People
fuck up.
need to understand their position in their career. Now you're packing up stuff on a cart to sell to people outside. Later, you might be doing something important, but you're not now. So go fuck yourself and don't talk shit to people getting out there getting after it.
Just like the Prius driving 90 miles an hour in the left lane. Dude, you ain't that fucking important. You're in a Prius. Get the fuck over.
And by the way, good luck hitting a slippery spot. Yeah, for sure.
It's people tend to what's the word that I want to use here? They tend to think of themselves higher than they are.
Oh, people overinflate
Like-
their value in society.
Yeah.
For sure
and
they
it's
do.
but then here's the shitty part. You're wrong and a dick and a horrible fucking human if you correct that.
Yeah. Yep.
Because how dare you step on my fucking happiness and my fucking sunshine and my fucking golden cloud.
But also, there's an awful lot of people out there who are overly confident and specifically mouthy who have never taken a pop in the nose ever.
Yeah, you can tell.
And you can tell.
The best fucking, I used it at work. The best saying I heard recently. Looked at one of the apprentices, or no, he was a journeyman that's working for us. He's a good good dude. I like him. But I'm like, yeah, I could tell you were a C-section the way you avoid labor. I just broke him for like 5 minutes.
That's fucking hilarious, man.
Call guys blister. Don't show up till after the work is done.
Oh, fucking rack blister.
Right?
Yep.
It happens.
Danny Rains is a rack blister.
Look, in our, we shouted out
You heard
Denny
him.
earlier. God love you, Denny. I'm going to take you up on your offer to come down with Doug sometime, and I might just put you on the spot and bring John with me too.
Doing some crabbing.
Yeah.
There you go. Shit.
John, is there anything I missed that you wanted to get at to today with Doug?
Nah, shit. It's always been a treat when you're in house, we always have a good time, man.
You
I
are first,
appreciate it.
our last, our everything, buddy.
The good old standby.
Standby,
Hey, we need to
that's
fill some time. Call Doug.
Yeah, he's like 5 minutes from here.
But see, standby mentions that it's just a placeholder. You also have to be entertaining, and if you weren't, I wouldn't have called you
I
today.
know.
So there it is, buddy.
I try to be good.
If I was to give you whatever time you wanted at the end here before we wrap up to right now sum up the benefits of getting into the trades for young people. It's in a bad place
Say it
right
again.
It's
Whoa.
in a
Done it
bad place
before.
right now. What would you tell people of
Oh, man.
union, non-union? We don't give a fuck.
No, you're spot on. And if you do a little reading on the internet, there's a big push to get young people into trades. But the downfall is the older fuckers, not like me, but the old plumber, the old like, fuck that, that sucks, this sucks. They don't talk it up enough. So the young kids back away. It's like, oh, that's too much trouble. That's too hard. That's too this, too that, or whatever. But when you look at the annual income of even apprentice, I know apprentice is bad, but when you look at your time invested to become a journeyman in some of the trades.
Debt free.
Yep. And you look at that and you go, oh, fuck. I don't know what you guys make, 80 grand a year. Whatever it is, anything above 65, and you're sitting pretty good for a young kid, right? And I'm with Mike Rowe. It's like, get into the trades. If you go back in history, thousands of years, right? The bricklayer was never fucking laid off. The stonemason was never laid off. And you're talking 2,000 years ago. And do you think the stonemasons and block layers and shit? No, they're people. People want them. We need them. We need bricklayers. We need block. And it's the same with all the trades. It's like we need plumbers. It's to me, it's just baffling. If I was to do my life over again and not going into the military, I would go into the trades. I just love and for me, for remodeling especially, because you get job satisfaction almost every single day. When a homeowner comes home and they see their, glass shower door put in that they've been waiting 3 weeks for, or whatever it is. And I think it's a very rewarding job, a very rewarding way of life, a career. There's bullshit to put up with. You have to have a certain mentality or disposition to be in the trades. You have to take ribbing. You have to have a sense of humor. You have to have a thick skin. You have to have, you have to be able to push back. So it's not for everybody, just like any job's not for everybody. I could never be a fucking techie. I could never be a computer geek. I could never do anything that has to do with sitting behind a fucking desk. That's just not me. I'll take cold fingers, cold feet, lots of clothes in the winter to go out and visit a job site or do a job or over anything else. But so, to me, it's like, hey, if you're out there and you got, cousins, brothers, sisters looking for something to do, the trades is a great avenue. I would, any of the trades. Then once you get into the trade, you could expand however you want. You could go commercial, residential, industrial, whatever. It's just, it's a solid, especially now that they're starting to trying to beef up our infrastructure, stuff like that. It's like, we need to reinvent the United States infrastructure because it's behind. It's 50s, right? So anyways, That's my 2 cents on that.
Very cool.
That's a very good 2 cents.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'm down with it. Yeah. If you're wondering, if you're sitting right now, and not that a young person be listening to this, but let's say an adult listens to this and they know.
Well, the
I've got
adult
this-
that's listening tells the young person, listen
Right.
to this iPod.
Listen to this.
iPod.
Yeah. Try to listen to this
Podcast.
podcast to say,
Podcast. Yeah. Fuck iPod.
hey, you don't understand how the world really works yet because you're young.
Yep.
But listen to some complete strangers who have no financial gain one way or the other, but they're just telling you how it really, really is out there. Go out, learn a skill. Skills pay money. People pay money for skills, and skills are always valuable. Oh, and by the way, the skills that the trades offer cannot be replaced by any computer system. Period.
Yeah, ever.
And when they do, a number of long years down the road where a robot can do whatever, I'm going to tell you, it ain't tomorrow and it ain't 20 fucking years from now.
No, you're right.
Right.
No, in that brings up a point. It's like, you earn a trade, and you guys know, just like I know, side work. It's like helping somebody out. Whether it's for monetary reasons or some sort of swap or whatever.
Goodwill is a valuable commodity.
Goodwill,
right?
Fucking, what do they call it when you do it for free? Fucking
Pro bono.
Pro bono.
Pro bono.
Yeah, I mean, that builds relationships, and then, it just go. You may run into a teenager at that job site that's like all inquisitive on what you want to do or what you're doing, and you're just like, hey, come on, I'll show you.
I'll be honest with you.
It's
Just yesterday, a lady was walking out of the fancy gymnasium group that I was working at, and she had her toddler in her arm. I'm going to assume that child was 16 to 18 months. It was a young... And when she walked by, she looked and she smiled and she went, oh, he's really fascinated by drills.
Yep.
I had a hammer drill in my hand. I put it onto the concrete floor of the parking ramp and went and watched the little guy's eyes light up. If I did nothing else in my career,
that day.
if that kid gets into construction later because I gave him a little excite, done. I can live with that.
No, that's
But we all have to do that. If you're working in the trades, we're losing 7 people for every 1 that comes in.
wow.
If you're in the trades,
that's retirement bank.
you need people to replace us for keeping the world working and for the retirement bank and the pension and all that. We need replacements. Talk to people. It's no fee education right now.
Yeah. For the most part.
It may trade later when society really realizes that they're fucked without everyone who keeps all the businesses and buildings running. They haven't quite realized yet that they're completely screwed without us. But when they do, they'll be happy to throw their kids at it.
And it's unfortunate that us as tradespeople are unappreciated sometimes.
A lot of times.
And you get into it, it's like, why does my light work? Why does my plumbing flush? Why does my fucking heater not? It's just like
You like going
people
to
just
work.
people take it for granted.
Right.
They're
I'm
there.
cold. I'm dark. The water's cold.
Yep.
Or not cold.
Emergency.
Right.
911.
You say all those things, but then when it comes up to oh, what's your kid do for a living?
No.
I don't want them to be a construction worker. Really? Because every time you're in a desperate spot, you call one of us.
Right.
You don't call someone who can file computer reports and collate. You call one of us.
Look, gentlemen, never in my life, ever have I ever out loud or in my mind ever said, man, I could really use a musician right now. Or, oh, I could really use a fucking NFL player right now.
Right.
Never fucking
If
once.
only I had a descriptive poet right now, it would solve all my problems. No, I'm cold. It's dark. The water's cold.
Oh, I could really use a liberal arts student right now.
No, you're right.
Never once.
No, you guys, it's people that they just don't understand.
We're not trying to be hateful. We just want to, for anyone who did, listen, so we have 300-ish regular listeners. If all time we had 10,000 people who listen. We got 100 episodes, 300. We could say, well, that would be 30.
Yep.
So we had 30,000 people listen. If 30 of those people got their kids, children, uncles, aunts, nephews, nieces, whatever, into the construction, I would be happy with that.
Yeah.
If all we did was that, great.
Yeah.
Because you're going to go to university and you might be successful. Or you're going to go to university and you might find out after you pay all that money and do all that time and all the bullshit that like, oh, a basket weaving degree isn't valuable?
Underwater.
Right.
Fuck.
Underwater. Yeah, basket weaving underwater.
Right. Fuck.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of that. Oh, and by the way, that degree, that's probably a half the cost of your current brand new home
Yeah.
that you wanted to have.
Now, I will say this, as far as going to a tech school for plumbing, electrical, carpentry, whatever you decide to do, there is some value. I don't agree with it. There is some value in some of the education, right?
Certainly.
But I will guarantee you, as somebody, if you're going to the trades, you also don't need it. Because there's guys like us three guys sitting at this table that is more than willing to take a brand new greenhorn some days over a fucking season journeyman.
I will walk you down the garden path, kid.
Like,
Yeah,
For
you
sure.
get that kid that's young and eager.
Yeah.
He's like willing to learn. He's bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. Like, fuck, I'll do whatever, And you just fill him full of knowledge, or her.
And hope 10% of it sticks.
Yeah.
yeah.
20 if you're really fortunate.
Yep.
So I'm glad that it has gone this way today. This is probably going to be... So I know we said, Doug, I wanted to have for the 100th, but then I felt bad that if we had for the 100th episode, it wouldn't be about you. It would be about the 100th episode. You're probably going to be 101/102.
Point
However,
You
two.
can
However,
look at him. He
However
was the
it
one who
falls
said
in-
that. However it falls
However
in.
That
it
don't
falls
matter.
in.
Don't matter.
I don't like making promises I can't deliver on.
Right.
Yeah. We've had you multiple times on here. Thank you for being as honest and forthright as you have every time you've come on. Anyone who listens to this, who we don't know especially, people we know us and our opinions are out there all the time. A stranger who listens to this, listen to Doug, listen to John about it's really easy to go out and pick a trade you want to try and try to make a good living and learn a thing or two. But just going out there and saying to yourself, oh, well, I'm just going to, I'll find an office job. And no, the office jobs are almost done, folks. Find yourself a job where you can physically work with your hands, make things either start to work, continue to work. You'll be happy in the long run.
Right. Job satisfaction.
Job satisfaction.
Right. There's a lot of truth to that.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying. Make things work, start them to work, or continue to keep them working. It's as simple as that.
Yep.
I'm done. You guys talk about this and finish this up.
No. Well, thanks again, Doug, for just spending the time with us.
Oh, absolutely.
It's always a joy. Always a joy, man.
I know. I had to cut my ice fishing short today so I could make it here.
God damn it.
We do appreciate it.
Rude.
No.
We do appreciate
No,
it.
I always enjoy coming and chatting with you guys and trying to get my influence out there and my thoughts out there. It's just because life is great, people are great for the most part, but we just need to keep pushing forward the positive attitude and try and get guys into trades or girls into trades and just teach and learn, and never lose your sense of fucking humor.
Fuck, never lose your sense of humor.
Yeah.
Look, you're
it's a
going to take
downfall,
all...
man.
If the trades turn into a place where you don't give all your apprentices and coworkers shit, I don't want to work there anymore either.
Oh,
Right?
God.
God, yeah.
If I can be the biggest smartass that I can be on a day-to-day basis, if somebody told me that I had to keep my mouth shut and not give people grief,
Yeah.
I'd be fucking miserable.
Can I tell you about my favorite moment? I might have mentioned it once before. We were finishing up a project. Real power was about to be connected to this particular business. It's a shame for John and I because we have to keep things vague sometimes because we
right.
want to be gainfully employed,
Yeah.
right? But so anyway, temporary power when you're building a building, and then there's a day where all of a sudden you're switching over to permanent on-grid power. Well, we were taking the temporary electrical meter off the side of the building. Well, they sent me a very green apprentice.
Oh, no.
Hey, man, I need you to hold the nuts and bolts back here while I unscrew the meter from the front. Everything in here that's shiny can
hot.
fucking murder you. And everything, as John and I know, inside an electrical cabinet, except for the cabinet, is shiny.
Mm-hmm.
Electrical stuff that's not shiny is not a problem for us. Well, he's in there terrified out of his mind, holding nuts and bolts on the back of a cabinet as I'm unscrewing stuff with the people from the local power company looking at me like, you're a fucking asshole because we turned the power off to that box 45 minutes ago.
You're teaching them.
But teaching them, right?
Yep.
We go through the whole thing. He gets out and goes, oh, that was really fucked up. I'm like, is this what it's all going to be like? And I'm leaning
On the shiny shit.
on the shiny shit that I told him bust not to touch. Like, yeah, it's going to be like this a lot of the time. The guys from the power company fucking killing themselves laughing, right? It took them 4 minutes. I was uncomfortable in my hand and my shoulder because I had leaned on this so long, thinking he would have caught up on it before that.
Right.
Didn't.
And finally, he's like, wait, I thought that was death. I'm like, oh, yeah, no. We wouldn't put you in that position. Those guys turned that off. If he hadn't have been 80 pounds lighter and 3 inches shorter than me, he probably would have beat the fucking shit.
There's a
out of me,
chance.
right?
There's a
But
good
also,
chance.
give that experience to young people.
You taught them a life lesson.
Right.
Not to trust journeymen.
But also, not to trust everything is true, but also that they would never put you in a dangerous position. Right?
Not intentionally.
Not intentionally, right?
Would never do that.
I wish I could remember that kid. He also showed up with skinny pants on the job site one time, and 14 or 15 people made comments about it to me and him.
Yeah.
He's a young kid. What are you going to
Is
do?
he still employed?
Yes, he is, and he's doing very well.
Good.
I check in on the kid occasionally.
Cool.
I like that it's going that way. Doug,
That's great.
We can't thank you enough for coming in here. This is the next 100 episodes of the podcast.
Yes.
You've been involved in the first 100 a couple of times.
Nope.
We can't thank you enough for being here. Thank you so much.
I wish you guys longevity.
Thank
Let's
you,
keep
sir.
going. I know there's a lot of shit that goes on in the background, that people don't hear, that you guys put into before you do these interviews, and it's much appreciated. Because it would suck for me to just come out here and talk my ass off for an hour.
But you know what? You say that, but also a lot of the podcasts and internet is people just coming on here talking their asses off. And it's okay.
Yeah.
We would prefer to have a real conversations than a freaking sketched out one.
Oh yeah.
It's why we don't script things, right?
Yeah.
So, John, thank you very much, man. We appreciate you coming to the East Side Job Trailer. Eventually, folks, we're going to be having a lot of episodes from the West Side because John has been coming to me for months, and I'm going to have to suck it up and bend over and hope he has lube or
Just
spits
the
on
tip.
it, or I fucking
give you
don't
the
know
friendly
what's
reach
going
around.
on.
Just the tip.
Just the
Something,
tip.
yeah. I'm going to have to fucking bend over and take it here for a while real quick. But
it's all
it's
good.
been all good. Doug, we appreciate you. Thank you very much, sir. Happy New Year to you again.
Absolutely.
Thanks to everybody, the 13th Mew. We really appreciated that. We really hope to
Absolutely.
do it again next year. It was so much fun last time.
Yep.
Nope.
Squirrel fishing.
Appreciate
Squirrel
it.
fish.
We laughed about squirrel fishing
Still are.
so
Oh
many
my
times,
God.
and we'll continue. Squirrel fishing was so funny.
Fucking hillbillies, man.
Hill-
Fucking camel riding.
The greatest fucking hillbilly squirrel
snake-
fishing, camel riding shit we ever
Snake
heard.
wrangling.
Right.
Fucking,
It was great.
Oh my God, those
That was
guys.
good.
They did so much bad shit behind my back that I knew nothing about. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
guys were giving us the mild version
Oh,
of
God.
all of
Yeah.
the real shit. Like that was a lot of fun for us. So yeah,
They weren't going to tell Dad about it. Come
Oh,
on, man.
no way.
Fuck.
all right, now next time we'll keep all the names out of a gentleman, and we'll be more than happy to talk some real shit with you. We won't say your names at all.
That's funny.
Thank you, Doug. We really appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Happy New Year to you. John, we gave all the socials at the start. Am I forgetting anything, man?
Just everybody remember, your work keeps the world working, and that's what we enjoy doing, man.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Everybody, please keep listening. And you're going to hear this a little bit more than I would like, but it's what John and I really need. So if you could do us a favor, if you listen to this episode all the way through today, tell a friend. It would really help us out. Send them a link. And, well, I guess that's it. Cheers, buddy.
That's it.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
I ain't got it.
Cheers.